Stay with it. You don't need to worry.
I was talking to a bunch of writers today, and they were talking about how much they struggle to write a really engaging query letter. And that also falls into the synopsis and the back cover copy. They're all sort of tied in together. They're basically a sales pitch, and it can be difficult to write. So, how do you distill a 100,000 word book down into a teeny tiny paragraph? Well, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you a really quick roadmap for how to do that. I'm Shirley Jump, a New York Times, USA Today, Publishers Weekly, Wall Street Journal, and Amazon best-selling author of 85 books in 24 countries. I've been teaching writing for 30 years and can't wait to show you what I know. So let's start with the synopsis first. A synopsis is much longer. It's basically a book report about your book. And what editors and agents want to see is the high points only. They don't want to see all the little stuff with the secondary characters. They just want the high points of the main character or characters. And you do this very simply. It's an ABCD method. A, action happens, something happens. B, this is how your character reacts. C, this is the fallout from that reaction. And D, that creates the next action. So let's say that your character is going after the bad guy and she leaps out of a moving Uber without stopping to think because she sees the bad guy with holding her daughter that she kidnapped. Well, maybe she overreacts, she hurts herself, and so now she's hobbling along and she can't catch up to the bad guy. So now what is her new goal? How is she going to do this in the next scene? So maybe she hires back the Uber driver, or she convinces some guy on a motorbike to take her there. Whatever that happens to be, it becomes the new action. You want to make sure that you have in there their emotional reaction. So she leaped out of the car, she leapt without thinking, and maybe this is something that she does all the time. So her inner reaction is, oh my gosh, I did it again, and I'm going to be the reason that my kid gets hurt. So jumps out of the car, has a reaction, causes this fallout, whatever that fallout is, and then creates a new action. That's your synopsis, ABCD. You can use this also for your back cover copy and your query letter, but it has to be much higher stakes. And then you're just going to hit the broad strokes of what is the character's overall arching goal for the book? What is their motivation for that? And the key to making this something that connects with the reader or the agent or editor is an emotional motivation. And thirdly, what are the conflicts, the roadblocks standing in her way? When I was first starting out and I was struggling to write query letters, because I tend to be a little wordy, right? Big surprise. Anybody who watches me on here, and I talk way too much. I was struggling to condense everything down into a couple paragraphs. And so what I did was I studied back cover blurbs, and I studied, and this will show my age, I studied TV guide synopses of TV shows, because those are teeny tiny little things that are designed to get you to buy that book or watch that show. And you can, of course, still do this today on Amazon, Netflix, or Prime, or Apple TV, whatever you're watching. Look at those little blurbs and which ones do you click on to watch and which ones do you not click on, and why? What are they getting at that is appealing to you as a viewer? It's the same thing with the back cover copy. If they're doing this back cover copy, they got like 2 paragraphs. What in that book is compelling you to pick it up? What elements? Literally outline it, highlight the words, figure out what keywords got you there. My third tip for that is to use really powerful, evocative, and impactful words. You can say that somebody was in danger for her life, or you can say that she was dangling off a cliff. I mean, one is a little bit more powerful than the other. So look at your word choice and ask yourself, can I do a more powerful word here? Because again, you only have a sentence or two to grab people's attention, and you want to be able to do it by hitting the high points, making that emotional connection, and choosing really strong, powerful words.
Stay with it.